Hey guys, this is your girl Jennifer Lynn, the Crown Jewel, and I am back with another YouTube video. So don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. So, this is a prophetic word from the Lord. As always, anytime you hear a prophetic word from anyone, always take it back to the Lord to see if that word is for you, because not every word is for everyone. So let's get started. So the title of this video is Your Spouse is Coming Back Much Better Than They Were. Your spouse is coming back much better than they were. So a couple days ago, I heard the Lord say in the spirit, coming back to women. Coming back to women. And what the Lord is saying is He's getting ready to send many spouses back to the women that has been standing in the gap for their spouses. This is the kingdom spouse. This is the God ordained spouse that you have been standing in the gap for. And so the Lord showed me a vision of a man. He had on a black blazer and he had a white scarf wrapped around his neck and he was holding red flowers. And so the black blazer represented that this man, he has been, a part of the world. He's been involved in many different things. And this man, when he returns, he may still be carrying some things with him that is of the world. Okay, as I have stated, many of them, they are not going to return. None of them are going to return perfect. Okay, they're going to return better, but they're not returning perfect. So, again, the black blazer represents things that they still may be carrying from the world. And so the white scarf wrapped around their neck, this represented the change that God is getting ready to do in many of these spouses. So the change is going to take time. Everything is not going to happen overnight. Okay, and so the red flowers, I've mentioned many times to you guys that the Lord is always showing me something in red. He's always showing me flowers. And so this represents the love of Jesus Christ. So they are coming back and they are going to be wanting to live for the Lord. But again, this change is not going to happen overnight, even when they return. Even when they return, there are still going to be things that they are going to have to overcome. There are still going to be challenges, but they are coming back better than they were. And so I really need you guys to hear that, because many people think when these spouses coming back that they are going to be coming back perfect, that, there's going to be this fairy tale life. Just think about things that you have went through in your life, things that you have had to overcome in your life. Those things took time, right? It didn't happen overnight. But, whatever that was that you were dealing with, that you wanted to overcome, you had that desire in your heart. And so you may have started working on that little by little. The Lord may have started doing the work in you over time. But again, the key word is time. It took time, but you had that desire. And so it's going to be the same thing with many of these spouses. And so the Lord, He also showed me a vision of people. They were in a circle and they were at this celebration. And it to me, it looked like a wedding reception. Okay, so they were in this circle and they were toasting champagne glasses. So the Lord wants you to know your marriage promise is coming together. You're going to have your husband and prepare to celebrate. prepare to celebrate. Don't focus on, the imperfections of your spouse, even when they return. Don't focus on the fact of you guys are in separation. God is going to deliver this promise to you, and there is going to be a time where you are going to celebrate with your spouse. You're going to celebrate with the people in your life that's been holding you down and supporting you through this process. Okay, so the Lord also showed me a man on the road. So this was almost like a highway. This was almost like he was on a highway. And the highway, it was like it was a traffic jam. It was packed with cars, large trucks. It was almost like it was rush hour. I'm sure everybody knows what rush hour is. Everybody is trying to get home from work around the same time, and there's a traffic jam. Traffic is standing still. So the Lord showed me this was a traffic jam that has been occurring over the course of a certain amount of years. Okay, and so the man on the road, this represented your spouse. Now I don't know how long some of you have been standing in the gap for your spouse. But what the Lord is saying with this traffic jam and this man on the road is that whether it's been years for some of you guys, or whether it's been months for some of you guys, however long you have been standing on this marriage promise and believing God for this marriage promise, you know, some of the spouses, they have been trying to get back to you, and this has come in the form of whatever they've been going through in their life over the course of months, years. The Lord has flashed your name across their mind, and they have wanted to come back and try again to make things right. But the enemy, he has been throwing all these distractions in the road as your spouse has been thinking about coming back to you, as your spouse has been, for some of you guys, even trying to make their way back. The enemy is throwing distractions in the road, and this is this traffic jam. So this is things that has been literally happening with your spouse. This is the enemy throwing counterfeits in the middle of the road, right in front of your spouse, as they're trying to make their way back to you. And so, because of these distractions, and because of this traffic jam, for some of you guys, this is why it is taking these spouses so long to get back, because the enemy, once again, he's throwing in distractions, things of the world, and is keeping many of the spouses distracted. Okay, it's keeping many of them distracted to the point where they are losing focus because they are focused on things of the world. Again, these are distractions that the enemy is throwing in the road in front of them. And how many people know you can be on the road getting ready to go somewhere? If there's a traffic jam or an accident, you have now lost your focus on where you are trying to get to, because you're trying to figure out how to maneuver around this traffic jam, how to get, deal with this accident that has even happened on the road to be able to get to your destination. So it's like the distractions becomes the main focus. How am I going to get past these distractions, if that makes sense? So I wanted to give you guys scripture regarding distractions. So First John 2:15 through 17 reads, "Do not love this world nor the things it offers you. For when you love the world, you do not have the love of the Father in you. For the world offers only a craving for physical pleasure, a craving for everything we see, and pride in our achievements and possessions. These are not from the Father, but are from this world. And this world is fading away, along with everything that people crave. But anyone who does what pleases God will live forever." So, guys, definitely pray for your spouse when it comes to distractions because, again, many of them are being distracted. And this is what is taking so long. Pray against distractions. The enemy is throwing distractions in front of them, which is allowing them not to focus on what they should be focusing on, which is a life with the Lord, a life with you, but they are focusing on all these distractions that is being thrown in front of them that is coming from this world and from the enemy. Okay, and so then the Lord showed me a man dressed in lighter clothes. He had on a bow tie and he had on a matching sweater. This is the Lord basically saying, when many of the spouses return, and I've talked about this before, he's going to give them new positions in the kingdom, but it's going to be positions that you didn't even know it was possible for them to have. For some of them, you didn't even know, you have no idea that these positions even existed. Like the Lord is literally creating positions for spouses and even for yourself that you didn't even think existed, you didn't know that you were going to be doing. And even to go further, if you look at everything that is going on in the world with exposures, okay, the Lord is literally snatching many of these positions from the people of this world because many of the people of his kingdom is getting ready to take over those positions. And again, these are positions that you didn't even think that you could do or your spouse could do. So the Lord wants you to keep praying for your spouse. When they return, you have to continue. You have to have this power and authority to be able to pray for them, to be able to encourage them, to be able to support them. And the Lord is going to lead you in this. He's going to lead you in it. So this is why the Lord is saying, prepare now with all of this stuff. Because again, your spouse is coming out of the world. They're coming out from this traffic jam where they've been dealing with all of this stuff. And they are going to need you. They are going to need their helpmate. Okay. And so the Lord is preparing many of you guys. He's preparing and he's telling you to get prepared to be able to support, pray them through. Because once again, many of them are coming from the world. Many of them may not even know how to pray over themselves. They may not know how to pray over you, how to cover you, anything of this nature. So this is all the things that you're going to be helping your spouse with. Okay, and so also, so some of you guys, you may think when the spouses return that the work is now over, the journey is now over, we can get ready and live our best life. But when the spouses return, the Lord wants you to know that the journey is really just beginning. So, and this is not to scare you guys, but it's just to prepare you. You know, the journey and the work, it does not stop once the spouse returns because right now you are putting in the work with the Lord. You're on this journey with the Lord. But when you come together with your spouse again, you are coming together as two. So that means new work is going to begin, a new journey is going to begin as two, and you guys are now walking as one. So this means new assignments, new responsibility, new favor, and new love. As long as you keep God at the forefront, know that you are going to be okay and you will be able to live your best life with your spouse. Okay, I don't want you guys to think, oh, this is just the marriage is going to be all work. I'm not going to get to enjoy myself. No, you are going to get to enjoy yourself. Marriage is a very beautiful thing and it is priceless. When I think about it, it's priceless. It's also important to know that even though you're going to get to experience this love with your spouse, you guys are going to be able to live this life and do all these incredible things together. There's still the other side, and that is the ministry, the work for the kingdom, the things that you guys are going to be doing for the people, serving the people of the Lord, saving, delivering people, giving people hope, encouraging them, whatever that work is that the Lord has assigned for you to do. Do not lose focus of that, because again, the Lord is bringing the two of you guys together so you can be able to do this work as one for the people, okay? And to help save his people, help encourage his people, okay? Things of that nature. But the Lord, above all, he wants you to know that the spouses, even though they may come back still dealing with some things, still need to get healed in some areas, still need to get delivered in some areas, they are coming back much better than they ever were. Okay, many of you guys, you may have dealt with XYZ with your spouses when you were in relationships with them. Maybe you were already married with them, and it was just so many different things that you dealt with your spouse. But the thing about it is, God was not included in that. So this is the missing piece of all of this. God has to be included in this union. God has to be included in this marriage. And so God is going to do something different in your spouse, and they are going to come back better than they ever were before. So just get ready. The Lord said, get prepared to celebrate, get prepared for new assignments, new favor, new responsibilities, okay? And this is going to be a time, once again, to celebrate, because it's going to be a love like you've never, ever experienced it before. So just get ready for all of that. I hope this was a blessing to someone. And I just want to wish all of you guys the very best, the people that are putting in the work. You're doing what the Lord has told you to do. You're praying on behalf of your spouse. You're standing in the gap for them, okay? And you're believing on the promises of God that he's going to bring this union together. I just want to say congratulations, and just get prepared for this new life that you are about to have with your spouse, because once again, your spouse is coming back much better than they ever were before. This is your girl, Jennifer Lynn, the Crown Jewel, and I will talk with you guys next time.